Successful Minds with Patricia Barnowski-Schneider, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Successful Minds with Patricia Barnowski-Schneider is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Patricia Barnowski-Schneider.
Hello, and welcome back to Successful Minds. I'm your host, Patty Baranowski-Schneider. Today, I'm joined by Bo Perry, CEO and co-founder at Mad Scientist Nuts. So thank you for joining us, Bo, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Well, thank you for having me. Sure. It's exciting always to talk about Mad Scientist Nuts.
Nice.
It really is. It's very exciting. And, we worked hard and we found, after 4 years of working hard, we woke up one day and we were almost an overnight success.
Wow, awesome.
That's
I hear that every day. Only 4 years, no, but I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's, it's good to finally break it to the win column.
Yeah.
To keep it going, though. It's a hard business, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So can you tell us the story behind the creation of Pizootz and what inspired the unique flavor-infused peanut concept?
Okay. I'll give you the shortened version. Because the long version, you need a drink and sit down and relax. Here we go. Okay. I had a company that started in the early 80s, and I was quite successful, and I had a couple right-hand people working for me. One of them happened to be Sherry Pennington. And I sold the company in 1990. And I said, Sherry, do you want to go with the company or what do you want to do? And she said, no, I'm staying in Virginia. So she stayed and went to work at the Ford Motor Company, okay, making F-150 pickup trucks on the assembly line. Wow. That's what she wanted to do. Okay. On the assembly line, she met a ex-NASA rocket scientist who dealt in pressurization. Okay. It wasn't a romantic mix because she already had 2 kids, was working on her 3rd, and everything was going fine, but they were good friends. Okay. They became the peanut people at the Ford Motor Company for years. Wow. They perfected what has become Pizootz. Okay. The pressurization using water, pressure, and steam to put the flavor directly inside the nut and nothing on the outside. Right. Okay. Oh, so they did that. So, 10, 12 years later, 15 years, Ford decided that, hey, this plant's getting old. Let's close it. Close the plant. Okay. They said, Sherry, why don't you move to Detroit? We've got a job for you. She said, I'm not leaving Virginia. So she stayed in Virginia. Our ex-NASA rocket scientist was a little bit older. He decided to move to Florida and retire. Okay. He signed everything over to Sherry. So Sherry, instead of having thousands of people to sell to, had her neighbors. And very fast, the neighbors got full of nuts. Okay. So it was hard. So she called me up. She says, I need help. I came down there. I sampled a few of the flavors she had. And I said, you might have something here. It's pretty exciting. So I took 300 samples. I sent them out to all the people around the world that I knew. Nice. I got back 298 people that said, these are fantastic. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. That's like a huge percentage. 2 people that didn't were my relatives. Oh, of course, right? Your ex-relatives now. They didn't like anything. They didn't like anything I did. No, it doesn't matter. We went on. Then we had to look for a facility, and we were going to use a co-packer and go that route. Right. And you can't do that with peanuts because of the allergen factor, and it seems like everybody that would do peanuts was not exactly what you could call clean. So we decided, okay, let's raise some money. And let's build our own facility. So we did. Wow. So we do everything in our own facility now because we do it differently. Right. We don't fry anything. Everybody else in Virginia fries their peanuts to add flavor to them. Right. They add chemicals, additives, powders. There's nothing on ours because it's not fried.
Right.
And that's how we make our nut. And then we make them with nothing on them. And so we started making just peanuts, and we went out and trying to tell everybody. Now we use Virginia peanuts. Now Virginia is a species of peanuts.
Okay.
Okay, there are different species of peanuts. The number one species is runner peanuts.
Okay.
Runners are nice. I mean, you can go into any Walmart or any place that planters are sold, and that's what you're going to find is a runner peanut.
Okay.
It's a little itty bitty peanut, and the flavor tastes itty bitty.
Mm.
And so we found that if you use Virginia peanuts, you could infuse it because they can hold enough water to put our flavor inside. So that's why we don't use runners.
Okay.
So using Virginia peanuts, which is a much bigger peanut,
Mhm.
get a lot more flavor. We like to say that we're the other people are the Pinto of
Right.
peanuts, and we're the Ferrari.
That's awesome, though.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. And unfortunately, there's a small difference in price between ours, but it's not Pinto to Ferrari price.
Right.
It's because, we have an extra step. We
Right.
have the infusion process versus frying.
Right.
So
Plus, it appears it's healthier. I mean, it's like buying regular, say, produce and organic. Well, which one's actually healthier for you? You can pay a little bit extra for that, so it's worth
yes,
it.
hey, look, and also we have less salt.
Mhm.
Our peanuts have less salt because with salt, you will notice the salt's around the outside of the peanut when you eat a peanut,
Right.
and you don't taste all of that. A
Right.
lot of it goes directly into your stomach, and your stomach goes, well, I don't want this salt.
Right.
With us, the little bit of salt is directly in the peanut. When you crunch it up and
Mhm.
eat it, you're
Right.
tasting it. So
Okay.
we're using less salt.
Nice.
So we're a healthier nut.
Nice.
So after a while, we decided that peanuts weren't everything. We got invited to go to Shark Tank.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So I went, I took my daughter because she's an actress and she's wonderful. She's cute. She's smart and quick wit. So we went on Shark Tank, and one of the things that happened there was Mark Cuban said to me, he said, Bo, he said, you're a peanut company and you're always going to be worth peanuts.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That kind of hit it hard. But
Yeah.
Mark is pretty honest. And it turned out that all the advice that we've got from all the sharks there was very good advice.
Okay.
Now, we didn't do a deal because they wanted to buy our company for peanuts and we weren't selling for peanuts.
Nice.
But it was a great experience, a very good experience. And so then we went into almonds, we went into pecans, trail mixes, and now we're doing more and more products. We found that our infusion process can do much more.
Right.
Just nuts and seeds. We do pumpkin seeds. It could do many other things. In
Right.
fact, in the future, we're going to come out with probably the biggest thing for our company ever,
Wow.
because it's going to be a disruptor in the industry. We're going to come out with flavor infused potato chips.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be potato chips that'll taste like a baked potato chip, except it won't be all the chemicals, and it'll be more crisper. It'll be crisper, better tasting for you. Everything. It's going to be exciting
Wow.
to get this all squared away and come out with it.
Sounds exciting.
So there, I brought you up to date.
I know. I'm like, no, now some of these questions, you already answered them. So I guess, can you walk us through the process of creating your flavor infused peanuts from planting to packaging?
From starting to finish. Wow.
You don't have to get into all the details, but just basically so you said you created your own, plant, I guess. And
Yeah, we did. We
yeah.
had to lay out a plant. We had to figure out how to lay it out with the different rooms and to be cleanliness. We decided that our cooking area was going to be as clean as it could possibly be. I wanted it so you could eat off the floor. Sherry says, I'm not eating off the floor, but as clean as we can possibly.
Right.
So we do.
Okay.
We have. and it's pretty daggone nice, and we can make peanuts. And we last year we set a record. We did 500,000 bags in 90 days.
Wow.
That was pretty. We processed, packaged, and shipped 500,000 bags in 90 days, and that's opened up the world to be able to do that type of quantity.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, Pizootz, I don't know whether you know about this word. It's the only word in the English language with 2 O's and 2 Z's.
Okay. Now, how'd you come up with that name?
Well, my kids went over to Israel.
Okay.
And in Israel, they spent a summer there. They came back and they said, Dad, there's a word here called Pizootz. It's Hebrew slang.
Okay.
It means awesomeness.
Aw.
We think that should be the name of your peanuts.
That is awesome.
So we patented it.
There you go.
We trademarked the name, and we changed the pronunciation to Pizootz. We Americanized it.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
We also, at the same time we were doing everything, we had to apply for a U.S. patent
Okay.
for our process.
Right.
You know, it took a few years, a lot of money, a lot of hard work, and we got it. And we have the only patent currently in the world that flavor infuses nuts that works.
That's amazing.
There are some patents out there, and I've had chemists and other people look at the patents to help me understand them.
Right.
They don't work. They're just nice big patents that people put out there.
Right. Yeah. It's so everything in life that people are going to put out, but you do your research and see what's right and what's not, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how do you ensure that your flavor infused peanuts are made with all natural ingredients, and why is that important for your brand?
Okay. Well, because we only buy 100% natural ingredients. We don't allow anything in our facility.
Mm-hmm.
There's no oil of any type in our facility.
Wow.
We allow salt, peppers, anything like this that we buy, and it's all there, and we keep it kosher. Everything's kosher in our plant.
Right.
And it's clean, and that's all we buy is 100% natural goods. We don't buy any. If you have to read the label and it's got words on it that you can't pronounce,
Right.
we're not buying it as
Right.
a flavor inducer. It's
That's
not
awesome.
happening.
Right. No, that's good. Now, what are some of the most popular Pizootz flavors, and how do you come up with the new flavor ideas?
When we started, we had absolutely no idea what was going to work, except Sherry had a little history. She had a flavor that she called Mexican something or other, and we changed the name to Baja Taco.
Okay.
And it's wonderful. It's a little garlicky, it's a little cumin, a little spicy, and it's been our #1 flavor.
Nice.
Now our number 2 and 3 flavors are sea salt and cracked pepper,
Okay.
New York dill pickle.
Okay.
Yeah. During COVID, it was incredible. Our number 9 flavor, which was salt and vinegar,
Okay.
#1
Wow.
for about 6 to 8 months during COVID, because people would go to our website and they couldn't taste the flavors. They read the descriptions, but they remember sea salt and vinegar potato chips. So
Yeah.
sold like crazy.
Wow. That's amazing.
No, it
It's what-
really is. When you think about it, once people taste it, I mean, they liked it, but they loved it when they were just thinking about something from, their memory.
Right. Yeah. Like I remember the first time someone else had the vinegar and salt chips, and I was kind of like, I don't know, but you taste it. I was like, wow, this actually, so sometimes just sampling stuff, it's like, oh, okay, this kind of grows on me. Yeah.
So what's happened is we started off with 9 flavors, and then we added our 10th flavor, which was Inferno.
Oh boy, spicy, huh?
Very spicy, but we calmed it down.
Okay.
Had to calm it down because we didn't want it to be, we wanted it to be for everybody.
Right. Okay.
And besides that, if you eat one Inferno peanut, you get the flavor. So when you eat 2 or 3, it starts building.
Right.
And we didn't want to have something out there that was going to be a little too much for people.
Right.
Our Inferno is there. Now, when we make the Inferno, It's the only flavor we make for that day. Everybody has to wear a gas mask.
Wow. Okay.
Come in to do it. A respirator's on, because when you open the can of the peppers, it's
Right.
pretty intense. But we do it, and it works. Now, in the future, we're coming out with our 11th flavor.
Mhm.
It's already done, and it's a wonderful flavor. And I don't know if I should tell you, but it's
You give us a teaser. We could direct people to the website after.
because it's not on the website yet.
Okay.
But
Just give them a teaser.
okay, I'll let. It's called salsa,
Okay.
and we call it a party in your mouth.
Yeah, right. Sounds
Okay.
interesting.
And that's what it's like when you bite into it. It's a party in the mouth, and it goes. You can have a margarita with this, and you think you're in heaven.
Wow. So everybody, when you have parties, you need this. This is going to be the new staple at every party. That's awesome.
I mean, you put the flavors out. We've had people that call us up and said that they bought 10 bags and they mixed them together and they put them on. Man,
Wow.
people, it's like when they eat them, they want to taste which flavor it is. It's
Right.
like Jelly Bellies. Which flavor am I eating?
Right.
There's nothing on the peanut. You can't tell by looking at the peanut
Right.
what the flavor it is. There's not even any color. So you eat it, then you get the flavor.
So this could be a good party game, whoever gets the most right. Yeah, nice. So now, can you share some of the challenges you faced when creating and growing the Pizootz brand and how you overcame them?
Oh, wow. The biggest thing with any CPG brand that starts off is distribution.
Right.
I mean, once you get past the making of the product and the packaging of the product and you get it out there, now you have to get it to other people.
Right.
I mean, there are ways we've done it online, and it's nice. You can get it online, but it's a little harder now because advertising online is a little bit harder because people have become more jaded to the type of advertising that you can do online.
Right.
We try to do something that's light and funny and tell them what we are. And,
Right.
People come back and say, I don't know if I believe you.
Right.
And, what can you do?
Yeah.
That's what's happened in our world in the last 3 to 4 years.
Right.
But distribution. And I will tell you that using a big distribution company for any CPG company starting off is the wrong way to go. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It
Good to know for people starting out.
No, it's not the way to go.
Okay.
It's just not. You've got to, and this was, you got to start in a small area and start expanding out.
Right.
Because that way, you pick up one person, then you pick up another person, then you sell to this person.
Right.
It just spreads out. Yeah.
Right.
And we've been lucky. We spread out. We've sold to Japan. We've sold to Germany.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And Canada. And, we think of Canada as just being right here, but it is a different country.
Oh, you got a worldwide brand there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what's happening with us as far as distribution. It's hard. It's the hardest thing that we face every single day.
Okay.
Because some people come to us and say, well, I only use this way to for distribution. And I go, well, I'm sorry, we can't. It just doesn't work for us.
Right. And it's tricky because if you're just in Virginia trying to get it, you have to, get a good distribution, system going, and it has to be acceptable to everybody.
The stores, you want to deal with big enough change that we'll say, we'll take it directly in.
Right.
Ship a container to us. That's how we want it. That's what works for us.
Right. Nice. Now, how do you maintain the quality and consistency of your products as you scale your production?
Wow. There's our biggest thing. And what we're trying to do, we're not 100% because, we are sort of like an artisanal product. It's handmade. And when you put in a recipe, when Sherry puts in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, it gets a little bit, but we try to take the same method that they use for Michelin stars. Okay. To get one Michelin star, you have to do everything the same every time.
Mhm.
Restaurant has to be perfectly laid out,
Right.
and everything has to be the same, and you do everything the same every day. And that's what we try to do.
Right.
We try to make it everything the same, keep the same level of cleanliness, the same level of packing, the same level of spices as we put them together, the
Right.
same level of freshness. So we put it together. That's what we try to do. And
Nice.
that's, if you can do that,
Right.
you can succeed. And when you, like I've told Sherry and I've had to say, if you slip up once, it comes back and bites you really bad.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of mentioned it a little, but what are your best-selling products, and how do you plan to expand your product line in the future?
Okay. Well, our best-selling products basically are our private label products,
Okay.
because private label has become bigger and bigger.
Right.
And it's like the Walgreens buyer came to me, and we were set up at a show, and we sat down at a table and we laid it all out, and they tried, oh, these are good, this is nice. And they had like 6 of them, and they were all nice, friendly people.
Right.
And then they look at me and then they go, Walgreens sells brands. We don't make them. Okay. And I go, uh-oh. I knew where that was going.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so that's what we're under. So if you do private label, you're using their brand, and it works. And it's been very good for us.
Okay, good.
We're in a lot of places that would surprise a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's good. So if you see a Virginia peanut out there,
Right.
that's infused,
We know where it came from. Now, how do you engage with your customers and ensure a positive experience for those who enjoy Pizootz peanuts?
Well, we've taken Pizootz, we've made a character.
Okay.
Our character is Dr. Alfred P. Pizootz, and he's sort of like our spokesman for our company. And he's sort of like he's a little bit of everybody that's worked with the company is in Dr. Alfred. He's a rocket scientist. He's also a pilot. And he's flown across the world at a very young age. He's done you can read all about him by going to our website. I mean, his history is incredible.
Nice.
Nobody knows his exact age, but he's a heck of a worker. He'll come in and bag, he'll do everything.
Nice.
So we use him to try to get out to the people. In fact, we knew we were successful when last year, we sent all our marketing material to Japan.
Okay.
And the marketing director of the Japanese company wrote me back that they were coming to New York.
Wow.
And would be honored to meet Dr. Alfred P. Pizootz in New York for dinner.
Oh boy. So how'd that work out?
Well, it wasn't it was a little different.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a little different, Unfortunately, we were I was very polite, and we told him that he was a figment of our marketing.
Right.
And they understood then. They were a little embarrassed, but they understood.
That's so cool though. At least he was recognized.
Yes.
Now, can you discuss the sustainability and environmental efforts undertaken by Pizootz in the production and packaging of your products?
Absolutely. And this is one that we are trying very hard. We'd love to have a package that is 100% either compostable or recyclable. Currently, with what's available on the marketplace, it's not available. And there are a few reasons why it's not available. Let's talk recyclability. Our bag is 3 layers, and it's metallized, as you can see in the middle. It's a metallized bag.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to separate the material to use the aluminum that's in the bag currently. Now, we are certified as being a recyclable 7.
Okay.
Now, anybody that understands the recycle business knows that we don't recycle ones very well. So to get to 7 would be just a joke. So we decided not to put that on the bag, even though the consumer might go, wow, they're recycle 7, this is great. But so we're not. But we are working with some people, hopefully. Our bags have a good barrier.
Okay.
And we can keep our goods fresh for 14 months.
Wow. Okay.
Which is pretty good. Now, any other peanut that's fried and put into a can with the oils, they're going to degrade after 11, 12 months in the can.
Right.
And so, but that's why we don't use that. We wanted to stand apart from it. So we use a pouch. Now we're hoping within the next year or two that they're going to come up with a compostable bag. So then you'll take your Pizootz bag and you'll just put it in your compost pile.
Okay.
Or just buried in the ground and disappear.
Right.
And that's what we're hoping. That's our plan.
Very nice.
That's what we're working towards.
Okay.
Yeah. And as soon as the bag companies come up with it. Now we only use American made bags. There are a lot of bags out there that you could buy cheaper from India or China. And I'm not saying there's a big difference in the bags from India or China.
Yeah.
It's just that we want to use 100% American made product. All our nuts, our seeds, everything is grown in the United States.
Nice. And it's a little tricky with doing stuff like that. Like I'm sure you remember back at one point, like talcum powder, they had big issues with that, you know, causing cancer, this and that. And the reason for that was people were using outsourced ingredients from other countries that had issues that you wouldn't know about. So you get a little tricky. Sometimes when you say, okay, it's cheaper there, there's usually a catch, you know, so that's good.
And I would say the catch is on the cleanliness.
Yeah.
I've traveled the world. Other countries don't have the same cleanliness as the United States. They don't look at it the same.
Right.
And so that's what I would be very wary about buying other products.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. It's very important, especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very important.
So now tell us what's your favorite Pizootz flavor and how do you enjoy eating them?
My favorite flavor is Bay Spice.
Bay Spice, okay.
Bay Spice. Now, I can tell you a little story about Bay Spice. Bay Spice is basically using Old Bay seasoning.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Old Bay seasoning, it's a great seasoning. If you're from the Mid-Atlantic area of the United States, you'd be familiar. If you're from the Louisiana, you'd be familiar with Bay Spice. It's a great seasoning. So when I went to the company and I asked the company if we could put their logo on our Bay Spice, and I got a letter back saying no, unless I paid them $25,000.
Of course.
I said, well, we're buying your product, we're using it in our product, and that's why we wanted to use, put the name on it. And they said $25,000. So I wrote back a nice letter. I said, we'll use your product. We're going to call it something different. And in the future, when you want to have your name on our product, we'll start at $25,000 you pay. That's where we'll start our go.
Everybody wants. It's a shame, but I'm glad you found the loophole. Now, can you share any creative ways to incorporate Pizootz peanuts into recipes or snacks?
Yes. We have incredible pumpkin seeds. Now, our pumpkin seeds, most people don't know, 90% of the pumpkin seeds come from China.
Okay.
The United States that are eaten, 90%. 10% are grown in either Oregon or upstate New York.
Okay.
We buy from there.
Okay.
Okay. They're a little bit bigger. They hold a little bit more moisture and they taste a whole lot better.
Nice.
So if you want a premium product, you do have to pay for it. It's a little bit more expensive than a Chinese pumpkin seed. Now, our pumpkin seeds are hulless, heirloom pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
They hold the flavor incredible. So what we started making is, then we were approached by a salad company and said, we'd like to put them in a little plastic pouch and put them in with our salad mix. And then we showed them the almonds, how you could do almond bits, pieces of almonds, and infuse those. And so we're in salads around the country, everywhere, salad mixes all over. And it's infused, and the flavor, because our flavor is not on the outside, when you put it on a salad, it doesn't transfer to the lettuce.
Right.
And that makes us even better and better.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, anything you want to tell us more about the company, the products, and what you're doing and what's going on?
You know, we're finding out different things. When we first started off, our first goal was to make a peanut butter and jelly peanut.
Oh, how cool would that be?
We found out that peanuts didn't, even a runner peanut, you could infuse sugar into it. Sugar just did not go into the peanut.
Okay.
Because there wasn't the right chemical reaction with the water and the peanut and the absorption. But we have found recently that we can do it with other nuts. And we are working on making almonds right now with chocolate in them, sweet, with coconut in them. Just imagine. And I'm just using a brand name here to tell you what it's like. It has nothing to do with the brand name whatsoever. Okay, we don't want any lawsuits.
Right.
Can you imagine an almond joy, the taste of an almond joy, eating just an almond?
And healthier, obviously, because you're not eating the chocolate and everything else.
And you're not getting all the chocolate, all the sugars, but the flavor comes through. We've developed that.
That's amazing.
We're hoping that that really takes us to the next level in the almond business.
Wow, that's amazing.
You'll be able to eat, and just so you understand the flavor, an almond. Think about an almond joy. Think about how that would taste if it was just inside one nut. We like to think of it as the Willy Wonka almond. That's what we're calling.
It kind of sounds like it. You're like kind of in the food making it
right inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anything else you want to add or tell us?
No, we want people to go on Pizootz.com and order our nuts.
Okay.
We need sales. We need to keep going. You know, you add more people, you got to have more payroll.
Right.
Everybody works hard. The people in our plant work very hard. And, you know, we're trying to, you know, be a good company and make sure that everybody is happy.
Right.
Happiness is important. Sometimes we fail, but sometimes we succeed.
Right. So now, where can listeners find Pizootz products, and what are your plans for expanding distribution and reaching new markets?
Well, there are 550,000 stores in the United States.
Wow.
We're probably in about 6,000 to 8,000 of them.
Wow. Okay.
So it's so small. It seems like a lot,
Yeah.
but it's not really. So it's hard.
Okay.
So, but if you just keep going to different stores and ask for them, it'll filter down to us, or you can buy them directly at Pizootz.com.
Okay.
And we sell them, and we have free shipping.
Okay.
We'll get them to you right away, and they're fresh. We never make nuts up to sit for more than 5 to 7 days in our factory. We make them, we bag them, we ship them.
Nice.
That's what we do, because we can make nuts fast.
Right.
I mean, we have over 80 ovens in our facility.
Oh, okay. So now how can people get a hold of you?
Well, at Pizootz.com. Just Bo Perry, Pery, at msnuts.com. If any questions about Pizootz, I'm more than happy to answer. We answered I think we answered last year everything that came in. You can go to sales at msnuts.com. It's on the bag. And there are many different ways to contact us, or you can contact me directly. We'll answer, because that's what we do. We're growing.
Nice.
There's no too small of a question or too large of a question, we hope.
Right.
That's what we do every day.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being on the show. Again, that was Bo Perry, CEO and co-founder at Mad Scientist Nuts. So thanks for listening to Successful Minds with Patty B. Never miss an episode by subscribing to the show. So thank you again.
Thank you very much, Patty. Thank you
My
very
pleasure.
much. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Successful Minds with your host, Patricia Barnowski-Schneider. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.